Hello MVUK and welcome back to the channel. It's Pete here. I'm going to just take you through what's coming ahead of March 26th. Save the date. It's not a date you're going to be happy to hear about. So it's been announced from Rachel from Accounts that they need to save £5 billion. £5 billion off the country's bottom line. It was floated to make £10 billion, but I think considering that they've currently nailed the pensioners, the farmers, the students, the business owners, everyone possible, I'm sure I said farmers, everyone possible, she's running out of options. So she's sending out, because she's gutless to do this herself, she's sending out Liz Kendall, who's the Secretary of State for working for welfare and pensions. I wanted to get a title right, to announce these cuts that will be coming on March 26th. So let me run you through it. Okay, so like we said, at the moment, the cost of the welfare and pensions, the incapacity and disability accounts for £65 billion a year. It's actually 64.7 if you're going to fact check me. So £65 billion a year. That's how much we pay to welfare for people who are incapacitated and disabled. And that could be anything. That could be someone fluffing around with, a common cold who says that it's affecting their mental health because they have to blow their nose because they have the flu. I mean, some of these excuses are so flimsy, it's incredible. Now, what we need them to go through them. Absolutely, 100% agree. That welfare bill needs reform because people are milking the system. And I don't think a lot of the people who are milking the system are from here. I think they're from abroad. I think they're coming in, easy dinner ticket, let's take. Actually, what I do know is a lot of people on benefits don't even live in this country. They come here, they signed on, they had a couple of kids, got a nice extra bit of bunts, disappeared back to wherever they come from, and they continue to get paid out. If you do that, you should have your benefits stopped. That's my personal view, my own opinion. Shoot me now. Anyway, so the finances are due to rise by 2030, right up to £100.7 billion. £100.7 billion. I mean, seriously, that is incredible amount of money that we can't sustain. And, it sends the wrong message. It sends the message out to people to carry on being sick and incapacitated. The other thing to worry about is the unemployment of 18 to 20-year-olds. This is a target for Rachel from Accounts. She wants to reduce their payments to motivate them to get a job. Well, I've got news for you, Rachel from Accounts. Due to your national insurance increases on business owners coming into effect from the start of April the 1st, it's not an April Fool's joke. This is not a drill. This is real, people. It's going to be even harder for 18 to 20-year-olds to get a job because the amount of money employers have to pay on salaries. I told you before, my friend in Birmingham owns a business that employs 50 people. He has to pay £45,000 extra per year based on that tax alone. So if you take, for instance, and you look out a little bit about how that tax is going to affect the economy, and then it will directly ripple back to the job seeker allowance for 18 to 20-year-olds, which means it's going to push it up. She can't see this. Is to look at Poundland, because Poundland, which is if you're watching from overseas, is a corporate business here, big retailer, has 18,000 members of staff across the country and hundreds and hundreds of stores. They are actually putting the business up for sale because they can't sustain the increase of national insurance on their business based on the level of people they've got. If my friend has to pay £45,000 in tax per year, imagine the bill on 18,000 people. His was on 50. 18,000. That is eye-watering. Thanks, Rachel from Accounts. You sorted them out. So I feel that this is going to be one of many big businesses that just go, you know what, we're out. Or we're going overseas because we get a better tax break there. We're going to take our business to Ireland. We're going to join the ranks of Google, of Apple, of TikTok, of whoever else is there as a head office because they get better rates. So that's the financial solution. The financial issue to this problem. Now, I've got to say, right, that if you look at America's spending in the last year, they managed to hemorrhage, the Biden-Harris administration, several $trillion, which is about £5 trillion. That's what they spent. That's why Doge is going through all the departments and cutting back, as they describe it, the fraud, waste and abuse. Now, I've heard it floated here that they're going to do it in our government, but the problem is that they are going to come unstuck because the Equality Act is going to prevent them from cancelling certain programs or places we send money to on account of it goes against the Equality Act. It goes against human rights. It goes against human resources. It goes against the ECHR. We are absolutely snookered. Unless someone comes in and stamps this stuff out, we're going nowhere. So let's have a look at the economy then. Can we get the economy risen to get these young people unemployed, to lighten up the amount of welfare tax she can go after? Not really. And from the city boys, who I speak to a lot because I used to trade in currency based on me being an importer and exporter of products from Europe around the world, no, because of how Labour approached their start to their tenure, they come out, they were very gloomy, £22 million black hole from Keir Starmer every 5 minutes. The problem we inherited from this government, £22 black hole, no tax on working people. We're the party to deliver. We've got everything costed and funded. Lies, 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 all together at the back. Lies. So no, the city is depressed. The city has no money from inward investment. Keir Starmer and Rachel are running around saying, oh, we went to China, we got £600 million of investment over 5 years, which I think from memory broke down to £125 million a year. So yeah, that was their big announcement. Remember it? Oh, £125 million a year. So I was looking 2 days ago, Donald Trump doing a press release from the Oval Office. He's brought in the guy who's the second largest freight shipper in the world, who's announcing a £20 billion investment into the country. Then you've got Apple, £500 billion. That's $500 billion. Dollars. Sorry, I beg pardon. $500 million investment to bring their plant there. Then you've got the guy who makes microchips, in Taiwan at the moment, which have the monopoly on the global supply of chips for phones, for car technology, and everything basically. He's now moving his operation to the United States to get better tax, better relief. He's being looked after. He's not getting NI increases on the tax bill for staff. Trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars are piling into America. Rachel, you need to be ashamed of yourself. That's how you get investment. That's an investment. $500 billion from Apple. And what did you get? £125 million from the second largest economy in the world. In the words of DLT, Daylane Travis, wank wank, oops. That's one for the oldies out there. Right, so the economy is not going to grow. It's stagnated. It's actually regressed slightly. We're looking at a technical recession into the spring months, possibly might avoid it because Starmer's done his Ukraine coalition of the willing, so he's managed to order a few more missiles being built in Belfast, which therefore means he can tax the hell out of that company and get some more revenue for the country. If you know how to make this make sense, leave me a comment. Do me a favour, if you're actually watching to this part of the video, thank you. Hit the subscribe button, it'll really help. Right, so we've looked at the economy. One thing we could do to curb down spending is to stop going after these stupid vanity projects around the world. You know, here's another £30 million to Ukraine for some highly technical killer drones. Two things about that. That's £30 million we didn't need to spend. Considering the push for peace by Donald Trump, we could have not made that payment. In lieu of Donald Trump stopping the military assistance finance to Ukraine, then he stops intelligence sharing to Ukraine and instructs MI6 in the UK to stop sharing their intelligence with Ukraine. It's all pressuring Zelensky to come to the table to do peace, which he didn't want to do last Friday. So this is good stuff. So the vanity projects like that, didn't need to spend that. So how is she going to make money? How can she get these £5 billion savings? Well, by going after the welfare budget, she's looking to spend save £1 billion. I don't know if she can do that, because you've got a number of people that are genuinely sick. You've got a number of chancellors that are playing the system, that's for sure. I think personally you should go after mental health. Oh, shoot me now. I can hear the comments going wild at me now. Because I think it's like the bad back, it's the stress. If you've got mental health, right, you need to go and get help. If you have mental health but you refuse to go and get mental help, because there are people that do that. There are people that say, I don't want to see anyone. There's a stigma about going and talking to a psychologist or someone in that sort of medical field. Then they should have their benefits stopped. If you've come here and, you know, in a normal fashion, legal migration, or actually through the back door. So if you've got a kid, you've sent them to uni, and then you've all piled in on the legal migration, family and friends are allowed in, but you don't speak the language, yet you are claiming benefits because you can't work because you don't speak English, and then you claim mental health through stress and depression because you can't get a job, because you can't speak English. That should be stopped. That should be stopped, because quite frankly, you weren't mentally incapacitated before you came to the UK. So you've put yourself in that position, therefore you should pay for your own therapy. See how that works? It's not our fault you come here without being able to speak the language. Like I've said, my wife is Serbian. We've been married 20 years, together for 25 years. I speak Serbian. Why? Firstly, when you go to Serbia, I would find it highly rude to not at the very least say hello, how are you, how's your day, to somebody in their native tongue. I'd find it highly offensive if you didn't at the bare minimum make an effort for somebody who's just made you a drink, offered you food, come out of their own time to meet you socially, to not at least try and make that effort. We have people in this country who cannot even say hello. Stop their benefits. Shoot me now. Stop their benefits.